Okay, I just want to review this morning because it's interesting to note what happened. We had these are the trades I took. These are the trades that I caught. Um, we ended up ranging in this area for a while, and I suspected we might, um, and then we broke out. So ultimately, on these trades here, this was the trade I was looking for. This was the move I was looking for through. My target was the previous daily high. We've flown straight past that with a pretty mega move here. Let's have a look at the. I'm going to just review this quickly before I get into the NAS because this is pretty mega. So what time is this? Okay, so yeah, I mean 20 past 1. Yeah, big moves. Cool. Sellers squeeze. Sellers squeeze. Yeah. Good to see that I was on the right side of the. I was looking for the right thing. I was timing it for London, and it wanted to wait for the US market to open and to join in to make the move. And we ended up ranging here. I'm glad I took the break because it's hard to watch something that's perpetually ranging. Cool. Okay. And that was the other psychological level. The other target was 1.16. And to the downside, I was going to target 1.15. So, cool. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave that for now. I'm still pleased with this morning's trades. I'm always going to want it. Like it's hard not to kind of go, well, I got these two trades, which is fine. But what did I do here? What was that? I'm not sure if that was a break even. That was. So we had the balance. We had this move that broke the balance, and then the low volume node was the entry, and then continuation. But instead, we created a range for the rest of the London session. And if I'd stayed, if I was at the chart when this happened, that this might have been an opportunity for me. Obviously, arguably this was the move that broke the value area. Then this was the low volume node that needed to be revisited, and then that created the move. So there's a valid entry there, and there's also a valid entry for the break of this range and a retest of this low volume node here that was created from that move that made it. Yeah, to then do that. Man, okay. Cool. I'm going to leave that alone for now. But really interesting. I'm going to flick over to NAS. I'm going to start on the 5-minute. So let's see what we're looking at here. Going to start on the daily. So we've already taken the previous daily high. I'm going to remove drawings. Helps me get my bearings, so I've got a clean idea. It's not because I like it. It's not because I'm like mad on having a really clean or precise chart. It's because every time I redraw all of my levels and all of my information kind of goes in again, then I can like recalculate and redetermine what I'm interested in, what I'm looking at. So that's the previous daily high and the previous daily low. Then if I go on the 15, I'm going to look at some profiles for a minute. Where do we have our low volume? So we've got low volume here, potentially, and we've got low volume here. And perhaps here. I'll have a look at the candles when they get through. Okay, so in terms of valid low volume nodes, I think that's what we're looking at for now. Cool. And then let's consider our profiles a bit. We've got this, which is like arguably a P. Just got a split profile here with a low volume node in the middle. This is more of a B, but it's not very clean. Got a balance area here, so I think this might be a target. We've also got all these points of control quite close to each other here, so this area is all, is all potentially quite well balanced. If we like as a place to return to. I think we could come down here and then go higher. It's impossible to say, but we'll trade what the market gives us. Okay, so I'll turn my candles back on. See how the low volume nodes line up. It's interesting here. We've got immediately we can see this gap. We can see this here. Then I see we've got this. And this. And within all this, we've got this. And we've got here, we've got this. So at the moment I'm seeing that it's looking like we are trending rather than ranging at the moment. So, what's our range? What's our value area? What are we, normally I'm looking for a dealing range and then a breakout. But at the moment there's not a massive range. I mean, arguably what I would put as the range would be whatever this gives us here. But as you can see, it's quite a messy range of the low volume node right in the middle. If this is the daily, we've already broken below the value area. I'm interested in breaking this low here. Targeting the previous daily low, filling this gap. Or I suppose breaking above, but I don't want to take anything like within this value area here. I want to be clear of this and aware that there are low volume nodes to the left that are close by. So I will need good confirmations. So those are what I'm looking for. I think Euro is now going to provide us with a new balance, a new range here potentially. So from here, why not? Like in terms of something being worthwhile or something that I'm interested in for trading, I want to see a base built with creating a value area that has some substance to it, and then a clean break and retest to continue higher to the 1.16. That'd be cool. We'll see. I to be honest, I'd prefer if it spent more time here. Before anything else happens. So we've got some big buys in here and big sells. And then of course big buy. I like to try and paint myself the picture, to be really kind of conscious and mindful and aware of where the big volume is, where the big trades are, whether they're bullish or bearish, because only then can I really understand or derive meaning from the otherwise what would otherwise be kind of meaningless trade, like big trades. Because you can have big sell trades are, you know, bullish indicators in the right place, for example. For now we have our range. Now on the NAS, we have this. We have this compression. And we have this low volume node. So I'm going to call this our value area for now, or this you know, our opening range for now. It's quite tight. It's very much a compression. Now on Euro, we are running. So let's have a look at this candle here. What are we seeing? Are we absorbing? Are we exhausting? So we have got sellers. A lot of sellers here. I'm not in a trade here. I'm eyeing up. Yeah, I mean, let's have a look at the CVD as well. That must be dumping. Yeah, the CVD's been going down all day. But this gives us a kind of cleaner idea of New Balance. There we go. Okay, so back to what I want to be trading. For this session, the NAS. So we've had a bunch of sales in here. I've had a buy in here. Really, we're still waiting for volume to arrive to tell us what's what, tell us what wants to happen. Oh man, go to drink my tea and it's already cold. I'm like, so when the NAS moves, it moves fast. Mind you, that not the euro was slow. Need to try and what language? Was this a break and retest of the value area? I think so. Okay, I need to watch one thing, not two, and it's not going to be euro this time. Stop doing it, Sam. So we've got in the previous candle, in this candle, there was buys and sells. Like that. So you remember yesterday was bullish. Big move. Good move. not in this trade, but maybe I should have been. Maybe that would have worked out. Considering we broke and came back in and broke and came back in, it didn't feel like it was something that I wanted to trade. And I'm fine with that. And the NAS, we're still just gathering acorns like a hungry squirrel. Okay. It's the break of the value area. This wick is now 100% a prerequisite for anything. We've wicked up, we've gone straight back inside the value area. I'm not going to buy stop this wick or anything. It's too risky. I want a clean break and retest. There's trapped buyers in the top as well in the wick, which can be used to squeeze down, or can create the squeeze down when they have to close or cover. Again, if I were to buy stop that, where's my stop going to be? How am I going to predict what a safe stop's going to be? It's going to give me a worthwhile trade. I don't know. I can't know from that. Still waiting for something decisive. All right. Valid. I've had no entry. This is the move out of the area. A lot of buys here. I want to see a second drive. This is the first drive. This is the first drive. We're holding this level on the 5 minute. So it's whether we get a continuation. This is the retest. 503. That was the retest of the low volume nose. Let's have a look. See if we break the low. I've had no big trades. I don't really want to see price return to the value area at all, so I want a continuation from here. Okay, so we've got a sell here. That's good because we had a buy. We had a buy before, so we've got a buy here. Now we've got sellers arriving. Okay, I'm layering in. I want to see this low break because that'll be the second drive, squeezing this buy. If I'm stopped out, that's fine, because I don't want to come higher. If we come any higher, we're going back inside the value area. If we go back inside the value area, then we're not short. My stuff is like here. I'm like that, roughly. Transposing it across from MetaTrader, but again, look on here. We've barely broken on the 5 minute. We need. I think this should hold. I've got this imbalance right here. Maybe leaving that one for later. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're gonna. Doesn't look like. I think the sellers are being absorbed. And the buy here is much bigger than the sells. Okay, that's me out of my initial positions. 2 small losses. I'm still in profit for the day. I will, like, shoulda, woulda, coulda. No, I mean, again, did I, like, arguably it's because I didn't wait for the second drive properly. I was quite aggressive with my entry. I think I got a good entry for my thesis, but it's invalid now, which is fine. I mean, it wasn't clear to me until I looked on the footprint how much bigger the buy was here than the sells, the big trade buy. Like, this was bigger. Now we've got buys here, and the next thing I'll be looking for is the same model on this side. It was good though. Because of this big trade here, I was able to not have my stop loss being this whole low volume node, because that was uncomfortable, that was ugly, that wasn't that wasn't good. And I think in hindsight, maybe just having the stop here in the first place would have made more sense, or been smarter, because obviously the value area being there, if we come back into that, it's no bueno anyway. Now this is the value area high here that we're tickling. So we've got 25526.7. So on my MetaTrader, we've broken the value area high already here. I'm long in here on the basis that I wanted to put a buy stop on this high here, because it was the move that was breaking the VA. Okay, I'm out of break even now. Never mind. No big trades, no more big trades. I'm looking or waiting for something that's, look at that imbalance on that. So this is right. Yeah, we're back inside the value area now. Again, big honking low volume node. Yeah, I want to see a step with conviction outside of this range. But at the moment we're in the land of mean reversion. So yeah, we've got this that I think we're going to want to come back for, right at the bottom, right at the base of this candle. But obviously that was what created this drive. Again, if I trade inside here, I'm still kind of trading noise. I'm glad Euro's just consolidated, because There's only so much I want to miss in a day. So this is at the value area high, this area here. Value area high on my MetaTrader is about here. Something like that. Now we are testing the low volume node. I think we'll probably come back to here now, maybe. I think maybe probably this might happen. Nothing like a bit of vague when the truth is I don't know. There's no way to know. CVD was bearish until this candle. This candle was significant. This being the failed high, the failed, the failed higher high is now going to make that for me my decision level for the range or for the breakout. It's also in line with the value area high. So if we see, look, we've now filled in those that massive imbalance pretty much exactly. So it'd be interesting to see if that's what price wanted to do, or whether it was, or whether sellers are in control. Looks all right. Two, 5, 4, 5, 8. Interesting. Okay. A lot of aggressive buyers. Holy heck. So we've broken below the value area. Again, is it going to be a wick and a mess, or is it going to be a committed direction? Aggressive sell. So in here, there's like a bunch of buys and sells. More sells than buys. So on the 1 minute, it looks dandy. Because we've broken the value area, we're retesting. But this looks decidedly... Okay, we're back in the value area now. Nothing decisive at all. It's a big buy. And I think this buy is going to be it, you know. So to me, this still isn't committed. It's tough. It's tough. We're now like stuck at the value area low. We made a decisive move to break out. Then we came back, and now we're like, yeah, seeing. See, this doesn't look like it wants to roll. Maybe it do. Maybe it don't. Euro, we've got a break. We've got a retest. Oh no, we're back inside. Sometimes things work out so clean, and then sometimes things like become incomprehendibly messy very quickly, or what seems like that anyway. I know it's perception. I'm frustrated with this because I had quite high conviction in it, but it doesn't seem to want to do. It's not going to plan. I mean, it is, but I just took a loss in here, and now I'm just clawing my way back with this. I've taken my risk off. To me, it feels bullish. It feels like there's too much. There are too many buyers in here. For this thing to go lower. Like the moment we've broken the range and kind of gone below, it's been aggressively bought. I think if we do flip to a bullish scenario, it will go quick. So this is where we're now testing those see if those buyers are gonna defend themselves. Or get squeezed. I have my stop loss here, so I'm now no longer in this, but it will squeeze if it does go below. I'm just not convinced it will. If it does, then we're gonna go for the low volume node retest. straight up. Aggressive seller. Here's the squeeze. I entered here because of the aggressive sell. I want to see a 1 to 2. Aggressive sellers need to kind of, this move needs to stick at this point. Because if we have continuous aggressive sellers without follow through, then we're, there's just a passive buy wall there that is completely impervious to, that's that. It's me out of these two positions. Small loss. But was I wrong? Or was I right? Let's have a look. Because we're still valid. Maybe the value area I've been looking at is just not not accurate to the reality of the market. This might be one of those times where I'm being kind of punished for having stops too tight all the time, or maybe it's just too much absorption. The buyers aren't getting through. The sellers aren't getting through. Sorry, there's too many buys. I think this is going to create a squeeze on the other side now. Was I right all along? Probably. If we close through this, high, then that's pretty bullish because there's the big buy delta level. Right here. Okay, so there's a big buy in there as well. So yeah, if we close through here, bullish. At this point, I'm not going to re-enter on anything inside here as a buy because it's just not the model. Aggressive sellers coming in. 25460. Cumulative volume delta is still going bearish. So I want to try and get my head around this. We broke the value area low. Came back right to the top of the value area. We broke it again. We retested. We continued. We've kind of hit a wall. We're shuffling down slowly without much conviction. The value area is shifting considerably, especially on the MetaTrader profile. I think surpassing that would be very squeezy. But risky. We're essentially still waiting for the squeeze. I don't want to take any more unnecessary losses. I'm interested in this. Although we've already had the previous daily high, so I was very much favoring the sell. And I still am. We've still got this level here. And there it is after all of that. again, it just seems to do so little. There's so much like aggressive selling, and there's so little movement. It's really like. And this is a low volume node here as well. So I think at this point I'm. Yeah. Hmm. So let's regroup a little bit on this. We've come down, we've taken this low and tapped this low volume node, which makes the sell invalid. And that's something that I need to be aware of. This has been really rough for trading, or at least it has for me. There was nothing clean in it. We kind of just grinding down, wicking quite a lot in a lot of directions. Now we're back at the value area low. I think from here we are. That's what I want to see. I want the bullish scenario. Let me just check if we have. None of this is like looking super clear to me, and when I find things aren't looking clear or don't look clean, then usually that's an indication that it's not, like, the conditions aren't right. The conditions aren't good. The only possible like valid position at the moment that I can see is the long here, because there's the break of this level. And there are a bunch of shorts in there. The decision level being here. Like that. You know, if I put a profile on the whole range over here across this, then this is the value area low, but it's not exactly a clean value area, is it? Because you've got 3 different value areas, yeah, on the same profile. So it's, to me, that's not what a value area is. And that's why you see you've got this bump here, which is the main part of the volume. Which is why I had that. There as my range break. Yeah, there just wasn't really a clean entry, was there? Or at least I didn't find one. Doesn't mean there wasn't one. I mean this was the trade really. From there, it just didn't move clean. Not clean enough for me anyway, because I was running my stop loss quite tight, too tight. That was what I wanted to catch. I'm definitely gonna bar replay this one. Got a nice like range here now on EU. That'd be interesting. See, at least this is kind of, there's a range, there's a value area, there's a clean location for a break. Here we are. I mean, we did break the value area to the downside. We came for a retest. I got stopped out. I got a re-entry. I got stopped out again. I don't know how I got stopped out so many times. I can definitely watch this back and see what I did or didn't get right. This again, coming back to retest all these cells, getting the rejection. Buy gets squeezed. Buy tries to break through, doesn't. So I just looked across at gold as well, and it's like the cleanest friggin' compression value area, breakout retest, big sell. Like the cleanest trade you could ever imagine.